Storyboard Maker Show is hosted by Tony Gaffestone and Krystina Jackson. Thanks for tuning in. It's showtime.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is Tony Gaffestone, and I am jingling all the way from Redwood City, California. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I am wearing a lot of festive apparel today. I'm wearing my green Get Your Jingle On ugly sweater. It's a new thing that my friend and co-host Krystina Jackson are doing today. We are doing our first ever annual 12 Gifts of Christmas for Filmmakers. So let's welcome to the show my friend and co-host Krystina Jackson.
Yay! This is so exciting. Hey, Tony. I'm Krystina Ray Jackson. My pronouns are he, she, they. I am queer and living in Dublin, California, in the East Bay of Northern California. And I'm in my Dublin studio in front of a plant wall with some butterflies. And I'm rocking the candy cane ears today with some bright red long hair and a glittery red lip. And I've got my ugly sweater on. Tony and I decided yesterday we're going to wear these ugly sweaters. And I turned to my makeup artist / precious baby sister and said, hey, can you grab me an ugly sweater out my closet? She's like, oh, yeah, sure. Here. How about this one? It's like my favorite sweater.
No offense on that one.
Okay, shade. But you know what? I threw it on and we're here and we're going to have a great show.
We're here and this is going to be a fun. We normally do on Wednesdays every week, but we're doing this extra show. So glad to be with people. I am wearing my green Brave Maker hat and I'm in my studio. I'm a Caucasian man with some glasses and some scruff. And let's jump into it because we want to talk about how we can gift the filmmakers in our life, creative people could be actors, could be dancers, could be people who are trying to live the creative life and or are living the creative life and need some resources. So we got 12 different ideas that both Krystina and I are fans of that have impacted us or that we use on the regular. Did you say you want to
like the starter? It's a starter kit for filmmakers.
That's a great one. I love that. A starter kit. How can you be resourcing and helping the people that you love in your life keep launching and going after their creative goals? All right.
Yes.
Let's do it. Did you have a funny story you said you wanted to share first before we give our 12?
That was it, man. That was the story. This is my ugly sweater. It's actually my favorite sweater. It's like, you know that sweater, like you have a big event and you're like, oh, I know the perfect thing to wear. This is that sweater.
That's your go-to sweater. So you just put on the Christmas garb all around it and it works.
Yeah, I just,
I got this sweater free in one of those free neighborhood community groups. Well, actually my wife did. And so I'm loving it. Just like 2 days ago. And then we washed it up and here I am. All right, let's do it.
It's
Number one. This is the first gift idea that we have. And it's really, really simple. By the way, all of these gifts are going to be available on Amazon.com. And I know sometimes these big companies get under our skin because they're making billions of dollars and squishing the little people out. But Amazon also gives back. If you go to smile.amazon.com, you can choose Brave Maker and a percent of every one of your purchases goes back to us to do this work. Okay, so number one on smile.amazon.com is note cards, Sharpies, Post-it notes. Give the creatives in your life some handy brainstorming tools. I use note cards almost every day, Sharpies almost every day. I have this little basket of all my little things. There's tape in there. I have markers. I have highlighters. I have colorful note cards. If you have heard me talk about filmmaking at all, and I showed this yesterday, but I'll do it again. I color code my outline so that all of the actions in the story are in white. I have blue are sound effects or animation. Sorry. Blue is animation or stop motion things. Green, I color code for all the locations in the film. Yellow are introduction of new characters. Orange are sound effects or songs. And I'll give you a quick little peek on my floor.
That's so cool. I was curious yesterday. What are the orange cards? There's so few of them. I really was curious. What did they mean? That is awesome.
Yeah.
So this is the starter kit because it's like once you come up with the idea, what does Tony do next?
That's right. So I start, I have a bulletin board you could throw in here too. You could give somebody, all of these things are going to be under $100. You could do a pack of note cards. It's like $4, but you had Sharpies in there. You had some Post-it notes. You can give a nice little starter pack, get a gift bag for $20-25 and then say, here, to my nephew, to my neighbor, to my aspiring filmmaker, this is for you to write your next project or create your next song or whatever the book that they're working on. And that'll speak to them. People feel valued when you know what they love to do and you give them resources to do it.
And it's so cool. The basket, you have your creator's kit, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're writing, if you're an artist, if you're a designer, with that, you jump in and go. Because I think one of the main things for creatives is you'll have a phenomenal idea. And you'd be like, oh, I should write that down. But you don't write it down. You don't capture it. You kind of let it go. But if you got the creator's kit right there, you start grabbing your markers and your 3x5 cards and start jotting that idea down. And once you get an idea out of your head, it immediately starts to come to life. So that is a very cool gift. And if you do most of that stuff on your phone, I do a lot of note taking and things on my phone. PicsArt, this is an app. This isn't on the list, but you could check out PicsArt. And you can make your vision boards and start pouring out all your ideas onto there and throw some stickers on and different things like that. So these are both tools for creatives. Start getting those ideas out of your brain and out into the world.
Right on. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to number 2. Number 2 is something that I have been using for years. I use my phone, of course, for my planning and for booking appointments and things, and using your calendar apps. Of course, all of them are synced together, but I still believe in the power of the analog life. Something about paper, something about holding a book. And I found this really amazing journal. It's made by a company called Ink and Volt. It's a planner. They have journals. Their planners cost about $45-ish. But what I love about them, and nobody's paying us to endorse these things, just so this is a whole Brave fave, basically. It's a whole list of 12 Brave faves.
It is.
What I love about this is that every week they give you reflection questions. They give you inspirational quotes. They help you prioritize what your biggest goals of the week are. And they remind you, what's your goal of the month? What's your goal of the year? So my goal of the year is to make a feature film, right? I want to also buy a house. I don't know if it's going to happen next year, but of my life, right? So you're thinking about those things constantly every week, and they give you the breakdown of what tasks do you need to do to accomplish those goals. And I really love it. I get this every year. It's worth it. Yes, it's a little pricey, but I think it is something that will be inspirational to people who are trying to go after creative things, because you can't, as we talk about at the top of every one of our shows, you can't just all of a sudden expect it to fall in your lap. It's one baby step at a time, one braving your way at a time. So the Ink and Volt journal at inkandvolt.com. And we will put this in the chat if you're watching on the replay here, and or if you're listening on the audio version on the podcast, these will all be in the show notes.
Can we get a sneak peek of your Ink and Volt journal? This is actually, I saw your journal. I was so jealous. I was like, what is that? What are these prompts in here? Like, this is so cool. And can I tell you the genius thing about, we all have iPhones and iPads and things like that, but it is impossible to avoid distractions when you're on these devices. You're getting phone calls, you're getting notifications. You want to check your email, and you can because it's right there. But when it's just you, your pen, and your notebook, that's what you're doing. And you eliminate the distractions. So even with all the technology, I'm a huge fan of pen and paper still.
100%. And I realize it's across the room, so unfortunately no sneak peeks. But what I also love about it is that in the beginning and the end of the planner, there's like a little pocket, so you can put like checks and cards and other things in there. It's just phenomenal. I highly recommend inkandvolt.com. All right, number three.
Number
All
three.
right,
Brave
number three.
Maker top 12 gifts
That's
for
right. Number three.
filmmakers.
This I'll give you a sneak peek of this. Okay, this again going back to some paper
Okay.
stuff, but this is a storyboard notebook,
Yes.
also available on smile.amazon.com.
Yeah.
It costs, check this out, y'all, $7.95. It's $8. Okay, this is a great
Priceless.
gift to give to a comic book writer like Miss Krystina here. This is something I use to plan my feature film. So I wrote out, all of what the scenes, I storyboarded
That
the
is so
scenes.
cool.
I actually haven't yet. My other film, Killer Couches, in here too. So it's really fun for me to go back and look. I am not the greatest artist, so sometimes I
Let's
just
see
have
it.
a very, very simple figure there. Stick figures are okay.
That's great.
And it's just pages and pages of these boxes, storyboards with lines. And for $8, it's totally worth it. It fits in my bag. I use it. Again, when you get ideas, when you think of a visual for a scene, it's so great. Smile.amazon.com. Get it today. Great way, again, to say awesome. Somebody who's making a film, maybe somebody you heard who's fundraising for a film, get that to them, because sometimes storyboards aren't always prioritized. They're one of the last things sometimes people think to do. And if you work on it during the whole pre-production process, you're going to help equip your filmmaker even more to be prepared when they go into production.
Great pick. This is so great for kids too. Just starting to tell stories, because it helps you organize your ideas. So you don't just have a bunch of loose blank pages.
Yep.
You have the content, you have the image. Yeah, this is a great gift. Love it.
Love it. All right.
Smile.amazon.
It's only $8. Come on.
It's only $8. It's really awesome. And then you have it. Like when you go back and look at the Killer Couch and you could watch the film Killer Couch, it's like, this is so cool from concept to completion.
100%. Watching the thing go from idea. Yeah, you're totally right. All right. You ready? Are we ready for number four?
This is the one on my list.
Number 4 is a marker, or a clapper, as some people call it, or a slate. We refer to it as a slate. We have a personalized one. But why are these things important? First, they just look cool. All right. You can get yours on smile.amazon.com. If you're just tuning in, why is it Smile? Because smile.amazon is their nonprofit partnership, and they kick back something to nonprofits like us, so choose us. But it's about $20 on Amazon right now. Ours is customized, so that will cost a little bit extra, but it's great because you need this. Your kids, if you have a middle school student or a high school student who's making films, they can use this. It's kind of fun. You say, action, take 5, whatever, like that kind of thing. But this is what syncs the picture to the sound. So if you're recording sound separately than you're recording the visuals, you need a sound like that to sync the two up. So super important for filmmakers to have these. $21 on Amazon, and it's a great gift, and it's a fun gift to be able to give your grandkid or your cousin. Highly recommend getting this slate or clapper or marker, however you want to refer to it.
Where'd you get that personalized one? Was that Amazon? Did they do that for you?
They do. I know they do have, if you do customized slates, I think it'll take you off to a different company, but I think it really is just called customizedslates.com, I believe. But they can be pretty expensive. Like that one, I think it's $100.
Okay.
So if you don't have a company, you don't need a slate that's customized.
Right.
We customize it for Brave Maker. We also customize it for our Last Chance Charlene film. And then there's also digital ones that are hundreds and almost $1,000. So if you want to get pricey on that, you can do that. But yeah, they cost some cash.
Digital.
Super
cool.
All right. Are we ready for number
5? Let's slide on in. I love this one. Writer Duet. Tony introduced me to this app. You can go to writerduet.com. So they have a really amazing plans from $13.99 a month, which is $168 annually. I know that is kind of pricey, but this is so worth it for screenwriting. I was working on a couple different comic books and films and short films, and this just cleans you up what you're doing. You're not just typing in Word or pages, and then later on you have to format it. That's all going on as you're writing, and it's prompting you. So it's really teaching you how to write a screenplay, what that should look like in a way where you could share it with other creatives who can understand what it is, your vision, which is the most important for me. I feel like that's one of the most important things as a creative, being able to communicate and express your vision clearly to people you want to collaborate with, to a director, to an actor, to anyone if you're looking for funding. It starts with expressing your idea clearly, and Writer Duet really helps you do that. So if you have an idea for a screenplay, for a comic book, for anything, and you're just writing lines, you're writing Joe, and then you're writing what he said, and then you're doing it this way, and notes or something, jump on Writer Duet. They have a free version too, just so you can get familiar with it. I really think you'll love it. It's a phenomenal gift for writers and creatives.
Right on. Highly recommend the pro version. Again, there is a free version, but again, if you want to be valuing the filmmakers in your life, you could just give them a check that would cover the whole annual fee, or maybe you're going to do like a 6-month thing, but at $13.99 a month, that's a really great gift, and it values the people in your life who are filmmakers and want to be filmmakers. All right, let's go to number 6. All right, number 6 on the list is a trilogy of books by a fantastic creative person named Austin Kleon. Austin wrote a book called Steal Like an Artist, and this other book called Keep Going. And he's got a third book, and I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but they're all about $10 each. You can get one, obviously, or you can get 3. You can get them in the audio version as well. Austin reads it, but let me show you some of the cool, visuals he's got here. It's very fun, very, very easy read. He comes up with just pages of just ideas and things that keep creative people inspired. I have given this book out so many times because it's a fun, really simple read. And I think we all need ideas to keep going, especially this is the third book, maybe my favorite book. And Steal Like an Artist is a great book to help kickstart somebody. So if you feel like somebody who maybe has been talking, sometimes filmmakers talk a lot and they don't do, has been talking about making a film, maybe you give them Steal Like an Artist to inspire them and kickstart that idea into production.
Awesome. I gotta get that book.
It's so
I gotta get that book.
It's so good. So spend $10 on someone you love, put it in their stocking, that kind of thing would be great. All right, number 7. All right, number 7. All right, this is a pricey one, okay? And I'm going to make a pretty strong statement here about this. This gift idea is a subscription to either Hollywood Reporter or Variety magazine. Now, you can get these subscriptions digitally, of course, but if you want to be a filmmaker, or if you, again, want to support somebody who wants to be a filmmaker, these things are super important because they provide information and connection and resources. These are often called the trades in the business. People say, have you read the trades, or did you read in the trades what happened, what deal was made, who got cast in the next Bond movie or whatever? These are where those breaking news happens. And why is this important? Because if you want to be a filmmaker, you need to know what's happening in the business. Yes, it's an art. Yes, it's a craft, but it's also a business. And these 2 magazines are one of the top, and they've been around for, one of them almost 100 years, I believe, Variety. So what is it going to cost you? It's pricey. It's like $199 for a year of subscription. Now, again, you can get it online. I think it might be cheaper, but I like it because I like the paper in my hand. And what Krystina said, I like that I can have time that's not distracted, that I can sit down with my cup of coffee and my Hollywood Reporter and read up on what is happening, what things are changing, in distribution, what studios are looking for new scripts. And here's the thing, I'm gonna give you all my little tip. And if you're watching, this is free, absolutely free. And it's one of the things I do all the time. And it's how we sometimes get connections on the show. There is in both of these magazines, there is a section about deals that are being made. And there's a section about people who are moving up, being promoted in Disney or Sony, or people who are moving from Amazon to Netflix. And I look those people up. I look them up and I reach out and I'll send something like, congratulations on your new thing. And then they are sometimes, hopefully, forced to look at me and see Bravemaker. And sometimes I'll say, hey, look at my friend Krystina and what she's doing and what we're doing every week. Would you want to be on the show? So y'all, if you want to be serious, okay, I'm talking to filmmakers. Maybe you need to buy this for yourself. You need to get this. You need to get yourself a subscription. Mom, dad, if you've got a kid in film school, or maybe you can't afford film school, get them a subscription instead. $190. Slip it. Print out a cool little PDF, slip it in their stocking, and say, "This is to help you in your filmmaking dreams." So worth it.
I love it. Tony introduced me to these too. I wasn't reading them regularly, but what I found is that they plant these seeds. Like, you start reading articles about actors who a casting director reached out, and the next thing you know, they're in the next Marvel movie. It's like, okay. And I think as a creative, as an actor, as a filmmaker, you constantly need that support, that reminder that this is real. It can happen. Keep on, no matter how many years you've been working at it. It can happen. Like, you can bring your dreams to life. You can get cast for that role. You can be cast as a director, like whatever it is that you're looking to do. Reading about other people doing it, there's something so invigorating about that. So yeah, definitely I recommend reading these, getting lost in these, like go away, turn off your phones and get lost in these. Write down names and reach out to these people who are making moves and making their dreams happen.
That's right.
Let them ignite you. Yeah.
And you can start with reaching out to people who are just, at a place where they are reachable, because some people are. And for us, for Bravemaker, we're always trying to find people who want to talk about their work, and it really benefits us, and we never know like how we might partner with some of those people. And all of those stories are in these mags. So go for it. All right, Krystina, number 8.
Number 8 is the BigFoot app. I love this. I was introduced to this, I think, by was it Aura Casting? I went to a workshop for Aura Casting. We're actually gonna have them on the show, I think, in the new year. Is that right?
We are, yeah.
So they shared this during the workshop, and I was like, this is amazing. So you put your script in there, so you have like a long monologue, and it's just for an audition, and you're not gonna spend 2 days trying to memorize this whole thing. You put it up on BigFoot, and you're looking right into the camera and you're reading, and the person seeing the video doesn't see the words. They just see you looking into the camera, and it looks very natural, and it's super awesome. It's also a great gift for people who record on TikTok and Instagram for covers. You could throw the lyrics up there and don't have to rack your brain trying to memorize like 20 songs. You just put it through BigFoot and just read it and sing along, and it looks awesome, and I love it. It's super fun. You could check out, they have some great videos of how people are using it on YouTube. Check out this app if you're doing auditions, if you're singing, if you're an actor. I think you'll love it.
I love stuff like that, like the technology that helps
right?
us do our craft. Yeah, that's great.
A teleprompter on your phone. So
Come on. Speaking of things you can do on your phone too, number 9.
Number 9, Canva. We use Canva for our show, for our flyers, for bumpers. Like, we're always using Canva. It is such a clean, easy app to use to make your marketing materials, make your flyers, make your promotions. So you can get Canva for $12.99 a month. That's their pro series. And again, they have a free version as well if you just want to jump in and get your feet wet and see what you could design and see what you could make. I would click every tab, go through all the drop down menus, because there's so much to see and so much to do. Whatever it is you're doing, if you're working on a website, if you're doing a show and you want to create flyers for it, check out Canva. It's awesome. We've been using it now for the last 2 years.
Yep.
And it's easy to use, and it makes your projects look gorgeous.
And you can collaborate. You can collaborate with people too. So shout out to our social media manager, Carrie Ali, who creates on there. So she's the one who will be creating Canva images for all of these brave faves for Christmas that we're sharing with you right now. Emerson Morley, who's our high school intern who just got accepted to Chapman University Film School. Congratulations, Emerson.
Congratulations.
So we use these together, and it's a great, there is a free version, but upgrade and get some of the pro tools. It's a great thing for anybody who's doing, Instagram and social media work. And if you are a filmmaker or an actor, let me remind you, as Krystina just said, some people are casting and connecting with you right from your social platform. So your images, people are scrolling through them and seeing what kind of stuff you're putting out there. So why not make them great? All right.
Yeah, that's super important.
Number 10. All right, this is a fun one for me because somebody gave this to me, 4 or 5 years ago, and it's one of my favorite gifts. It's super cheap as well, and it is a coffee mug that is a camera lens, and this thing is only like $22.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
Oh
right?
my gosh.
Super fun. Be aware though, don't leave it in your car because people have had their cars broken into because people think it's like a $500 lens, which is not.
Yeah.
So super cool. Look at this. Pour your coffee in it, and you show up on set, you're drinking out of a lens. It's just
it's so
so fun. I love this thing so much. So again, smile.amazon.com, choose Brave Maker, please, and you can get this for about $22.
Awesome. I love that. I'm getting that. That's on the list. Okay.
Number 11.
Number 11, we have the microphone. So you get on Canva, you make everything look good, look polished, professional, and you got to sound good too. Like everything, I want to say you should really be paying attention to all the senses as a creative. If you're writing something, you want your communication to be flawless. That's what the writer duet is for. If you're doing something visually, you got Canva. But if this is a podcast, people are listening, you want to have a really nice, crispy mic, no background sound. And I'm using a Yeti. Thank you, Tony. I think Tony has got a Shure microphone, which sounds, I don't know, I think the sound is a little bit better. What do you think? The quality is a little bit better, but these are both pretty good. Yeah.
Shure is definitely a better. It's like a $200 or $300 mic. Yetis are around 100, 150, all on Amazon. Yeah. And this is a great gift if you have somebody who's, obviously podcasting, but all actors these days are submitting themselves self-tapes and or doing voiceover work. So get your actor grandson or nephew or niece or cousin or mother. Some of you have grandparents who are in the business and they need an upgrade because everything's online now and nobody's really going into audition spaces much anymore. So having the ability to have a really great sound while people are doing things online, and you look really cool when you show up to your Zoom for work or for school with some hefty looking mic. People always comment on my mic like, dang, look at that mic. What are you in a studio? I was like, yeah, I am, because I have a show. So so spend that money on your loved ones. Get them those good mics. Go to smile.amazon.com. Please choose Brave Maker. And remember, Brave Maker is a 501c3 nonprofit. So we love your support because your support helped us get some of this gear and material.
That's right.
All right. What is number 12?
Cash. Can't escape it. We need that cash, man. Tony and I, we spend our whole year like trying to get cash for projects because it's like, all right, you got the notebook, you got the idea down, you got your marker, you made your flyers. You need some cash to get that project made, So we say cash. And how do you want to give cash? Zelle, CashAPP. You know what? You could, if you want to be really fun and creative, you could jump on eBay. This is where I found my money gun. Fill up a money gun with like $100 and just go wild.
Grandma comes in with money. Right? Shooting the money on Christmas Day. Yeah. Get that money out, people.
We need some money.
All right. And here's another idea too. Okay. So you got a filmmaker in your life. People are kickstarting videos, Indiegogo, Seed and Spark. Find those links and make a fun little personal, gift card, like print it up, go to Canva and print up something like, here's $1,000, to give you some seed money for your next short film, or here's $100 and make it really intentional. I want you to use this toward making your movie. And sometimes that money is used for taking a producer out to lunch or buying an actor coffee for an audition or something like that.
Or flying to LA for an audition,
right.
Or driving up to LA. Like always need money, to travel for just everything for all the gifts we just said. For that microphone and camera, we didn't say our cameras, but you got to have a crispy, clean camera as well if you want to throw that in there. The list is only 12 gifts, but we could have probably did 100. But this will get you started. This will get you started. Yeah.
So ask your grandma, your mom, your brother, your sister, your cousin-in-law what their Cash App or Venmo handle is and say, for Christmas this year, I'm going to fund your filmmaking dreams. And let's make some movies. Let's make movies. Let's make stories that change the world. Again, Krystina and I have some great big plans. Our next feature film is hopefully going to be in production in May 2022. Our first feature film, Last Chance Charlene, will be out in March of 2022. We got lots of things planned, and your financial resources help make that happen. So remember us in your end of year giving. We just got the ability, thankful to our bank, to receive stock, so people can donate stock now to Bravemaker. And our big plans for new shows, and just we're going to Sundance as attendees in January. Yes. So keep following us. We've got some really fun things happening. Krystina, where can people find you?
You can find me at KrystinaJackson.com. The new website's up. So that's awesome. You can reach me there. Feel free to shoot me an email. Find me on Instagram at Krystina Ray Jackson. And you can email me, Krystina@bravemaker.com. Drop me a line. Tell me your favorite filmmakers gift. Tell me what you cannot live without. That's what I want to start asking our filmmakers when we get them on the show. What is the one item you couldn't have made this film without? And I'd be really curious to know what that, like for you, if you think about it, what was it? Was it the coffee mug? Was it you know what I mean? That's a hard one to pick, but
that's a good question. I'll have to think about that. I always tell people my filmmaker tip is I stole this idea from Ava DuVernay. She always changes her socks at lunchtime, so she has a fresh pair of socks. But I change my socks, my shoes, and sometimes my whole thing. I put on a new fresh T-shirt because it gives me a whole new thing. Oh gosh, we could give so many more things. I have some really cool T-shirts that filmmakers should have.
Right, we're gonna have to do it again
next time. That's right.
Yeah, next time.
Right. Well, I'm Tony Gappistone. You can find me at Tony Gappistone. You can go to my website at tonygap.com, and I am also at Tony@bravemaker.com. Krystina and I are excited to share some new things in January. We have new guests coming. Aura Casting, Taylor from Aura Casting is going to be here on the first Wednesday in January, as Krystina said. Yeah, we're excited. Krystina and I are, we love partnering together. We love being able to do this work. We have a big dream to see Bravemaker become a huge source of storytelling, both in film and television space, developing, producing, distributing content on all platforms, music and books. We have a children's book that's in the works. So join us. We're looking for big supporters, champions of the arts, donors who want to come on. We only have, we had 21, we lost one. We have 20 monthly donors who give anywhere from $5 to $500 a month to help us for our rent, our insurance, our gear, our short films that we're doing, our classes. So many great things. So please consider, go to bravemaker.com/donate, or use your phone to text the word Bravemaker to 44321. Krystina, let's thank our team. Let's thank our producers and give a shout out to our producer and stuff.
Alex is awesome. Alex has been Alex Todd is our producer, putting the show together and getting our amazing guests and everything that I shoot her a text and she's right on it. And she's just such a pleasure to work with. So thank you, Alex.
We love you. Carrie Alley, our social media manager, and Barnell Amos from Speak Media Services. Both of those, Carrie and Barnell, live in Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan. So our team is growing. We have an intern in Egypt, Sharif, who's going to be coming on to edit more of our social media clips, and our intern Judy from Canada. It's just, there's so many cool people, Ontario, Canada. We're so grateful. If you want to join us, you can also send us an email, volunteer@bravemaker.com, and we'll bring you on too.
That's right. Could join the crew, join the Bravemaker crew. And Tony, this should have been the number one gift. I'm going to say my number one gift is offer to be a creative's collaborator. You need a creative collaborator. Tony is my creative partner. We bounce ideas off each other all the time, and it is priceless to get that feedback, that support, that, you're on the right track. Keep going. So offer your time and attention and love to a creative. Sit down, hear their ideas, and just hold them accountable. It could be as easy as that. Let them share their ideas and hold them accountable. Check in where they're at, pick up their ink and vault, see if they're meeting those deadlines. Yeah.
I love it. This is so good.
Final
All right.
gift.
Well,
Yeah.
we could go on and on. We're going to stop here. We seriously wish you all happy holidays and Merry Christmas, and
Yes.
follow along. We'll probably, we'll be posting a few things on social media. We're not going to go dark fully yet, but this is our last show of 2021.
Last show.
So good. We're almost at like episode 140 on the podcast. So this is super great. Thank you,
Wow.
Krystina.
So cool.
This has been awesome. All right. Brave stories change the world.
And you are the story. Bye, everybody. Happy holidays.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at bravemaker.org. Like, subscribe, and share. To become a monthly donor, text the word BraveMaker to 44321 or go to bravemaker.com/donate. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.